Let's start again.
Okay, day 2. Shit. And it's broke already. Yeah, right. Remember yesterday the first problem that I was having was pushing this DIN unit through so that it cleared on that side, and on that side there's 2 black tabs kind of catching. I might just undo these Phillips screws. Might help me out a bit. Jack! See how it does. Okay, after a couple of minutes of just messing around with this thing, I've taken the stereo back out. I've noticed that this can be pulled out. So hopefully with that removed, whether or not I still want the rubber in, I don't know. I'll try putting the unit back in and hopefully it's a nice tight fit this time. Okay, so I've took it out and it's actually too big now. So I'm guessing you just hold it up to the front of it and then reinstall this piece here over the top of your head unit to keep it in place. And then put the brackets on the back, so let you know how that goes. Okay, just been messing around a bit more, and where is this plate? Is that the left hand side one? Yeah, where's the left hand side plate? Fits perfectly over the factory system for these 2 holes to be lined up. I couldn't fit it anywhere on here, so you know, I thought, oh, there's something got to be wrong here. I've opened up another packet up here that I never opened earlier, and there's these couple of plates, so these are obviously what's going to be used to hold it in position. So would have helped if I'd have opened everything up earlier, but now I can see that I can use these and use these bolts to screw them down in place. Yeah, so I've finally got these plates on either side. Just put these 2 screws in here and here, and I'm just tightening down these Phillips screws, and should be able to hold it in place. Okay, I've got this installed now. I've connected the green and grey leads, put the microphone in there, put that in there for the hazards. I've tested the hazards, they're all good. Everything seems alright. I've connected the Bluetooth. That's with the ignition on. I wouldn't mind. Oh, there you go. Comes on automatic. Yeah, I've connected my phone on Bluetooth and phone the house line and everything like that seems to be alright. I'm just going to have a look now at installing the reversing camera. There was a bit of instructions for this unit here. I'm just going to have a quick look at which socket you put it to. Backside camera input, RCam yellow. Another coffee? I'm just walking back from Halfords now. I just bought some of these kind of crimp connectors because I can't be bothered soldering on the car today. This is just a little bit easier. I want to put a reversing camera on. I was just testing the phone and the telephone functionality of the double dinger, sir. And one of my neighbours come over, popped his head through the window. Ben Troll, his name is, and he's offering me a Scorpion exhaust, a second-hand one. Cat back for the exhaust for the car, £100. So take a look at that later. So I'm in the boot. I've just removed this piece of trim, and this is the reverse light. I'll be crimping it to positive and negative for some power for the reverse camera. Okay, it's now 20 to 3. I've been messing around with this on and off since about 11 this morning. I've tried wiring a reversing camera in, and I managed to get it working there once. There's an intermittent connection somewhere, so I'm just going to get it back together and leave it for now. If I can't do it, I'll take it to a bloke in Chester called Safe and Sound. But I've been it to him before, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to do it. But I get all this button back up, it's just a complete opposite reverse. And then I record trying it out. Okay, a little update, just having a little trouble with the reinstallation. This piece was no longer had the pin on there, wouldn't want to go in, so I've just cut that piece off there, just did it with the Stanley blade. Obviously the singlet in was higher up here, so you need to do that to make a bit of room for clearance. Just getting there though, have to pull all these wires around the back, make sure that you pull out your aux cable and your USB lead. I've pulled the lead through for the reversing camera. I believe it's all set up correctly at the back there. I think the intermittent connection is probably over at the back. You can see the wires hanging down there from the reverse lights. Okay, try and get this back in now. Okay, got it installed. Not as flush a fitment as I wanted round here, but it's just because it was rubbing, and yeah, could have probably cut more. I did notice that in the back here was a ancient cigarette. Don't know how long that's been behind the dash for. I wouldn't like to smoke that. I'm just cleaning all the rest of these pubes and bits of rust out of all of the console now, so once that's done I'll get all that trim back in place. Okay, that's the interior back installed. The only couple of screws I've got to put in are these ones, which are the ones that were behind the seat, and the only two screws that I've got left over are those two down there. They were just off the factory one, that they're not needed on this one. So if you start the car up, I'll just turn the ignition on. Get a nice welcome and a Honda symbol. And we'll have to reset all these clocks up here. They've all gone well out. Main menu is this button here, I believe. Yeah.
Well, he did it again, didn't he? That song was very appropriate for Brendan, wasn't it? If you
it's 10 to 4 now.
Beating Brendan, then give us a call.
So I'll set that later.
The lines will be open. We'll be back with Zoe at 3 o'clock. Speaking of Zoe, a little update.
Don't know what brake detection's all about.
A bit peckish, so she's just sipping her protein shake, getting her strength back. Now, tomorrow is a very important day, isn't it? It's that special day where we all...
Yeah, so there's nothing too fancy, but it's pretty sweet. And one more quick update. I've finally got this reversing camera working, and it's 5 o'clock. All that was wrong was a bad connection over in the boot, so it wasn't powering the unit. But if I'd have known that you just needed to see the LED lights on the reversing camera when you put it in, would have made my life a whole lot easier. The video signal was fine. I was getting like a blue screen come up when I was putting it in reverse. It's taken me a couple of hours to work out how to do it, but I was intent on making sure it's done. All I've done now is just removed this number plate light, just this one here, just so that I can put some of this wiring through it. Hopefully it's not too tight. Okay, just sat in my car now. Here's a quick look at the final install of this piece. I'm not too happy that this still isn't quite flush. I say final install, I'll probably be taking it out once more. I've wired everything up. I've wired a subwoofer in the back. You know, you don't have to put the volume that loud. It's got more than enough bass now. I don't know if I'll be replacing these factory speakers now. I've wired the reversing camera in, so if you put it in reverse, there you go. You can see it's a little bit wet outside. I do need to angle that slightly differently as well. That reversing camera. The number plate's in the way at the minute, but I plan on replacing the number plates, so you know, I'll do that when I do that. One thing I do like about this device is you can use the steering wheel controls. If you go to the main menu and click on the time and date. Couldn't find this for a long time, didn't know it would be under the time and date settings. I mean, look at that, the bass isn't really turned up that high at the minute, but it's still kicking out quite good with this subwoofer. You can hold the keys down on here and then change it as an input key on here, which is just quite a good little thing. So for example, you know, if you listen to a lot of YouTube videos, you can just skip through them on there and change the volume up and down. Yeah, I probably will be taking the unit out once more. Just mute that a second. The reason I'll probably be taking this unit out once more is if I wanted to watch, I don't know, TV on Sky or something, or I wanted to use GPS, I'd only be able to see it on my phone screen. You know, with Bluetooth capability, you can't get it onto this device. What I might do is put a few more video leads into the back of this device, pull it out once more, and have it going into a HDMI box. So yeah, you would have to cable it up, but then you get a mirror image of what you were looking at on here. So it's not something that I'm desperate to do anytime soon. But I've noticed one other thing wrong with this car. Summer's coming up and the aircon is pretty rubbish on it, so that'll have to get regassed at some point. On a final note, one last other thing that's good about this car is, this head unit, sorry, is that if you hold down the mode button, you can see it there, you can adjust the time and date settings. A lot of people have got head units for this car, and that time and date settings just kind of go to the whatever they were at factory, 2007 and 2008 or whatever, and that's it. You just have to live with it like that. So yeah, it's not too bad. Quite happy so far. As you see, I'm averaging 27.7 miles to the gallon, so it's not brilliant, but got a bit more space in the car, and it's keeping miles off my other car. So